Alright, everyone, let's drive it again. Portal 2 by Jaio. I'm so looking forward to this run. So, Jaio, please, for the second time. Again, sorry about that.
Alright, again, I'm gonna guess this is all gonna be cut out, so I'm just gonna do my little introduction again. Hi, I'm Jaio. This is Portal 2, a game that hopefully doesn't need an introduction. The game does start with 5 minutes of cutscene, so I'm just gonna reset. Timer starts when my crosshair appears on screen. I'll do a countdown for that.
In compliance with state and federal regulations,
3,
all testing
2,
candidates in the Aperture
1,
Science Extended
go.
Relaxation Center must be revived periodically for a mandatory physical and mental
So this is sort of
wellness
the tutorial part of the game. There's not really much to do.
When you hear the buzzer, look
In
up
fact,
to see
when we normally do runs, we normally have a save that skips all this.
when you hear the buzzer,
We add in the time afterwards, of course, but there's really nothing you can do to speed up all this.
this completes
So,
the gymnastic portion of your mandatory
yeah,
physical
but
and
for
mental
marathons,
wellness
it just makes life a lot easier to play through the entirety of the
Please
game.
go stand in front of it. This is art. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, stare at the art.
I won't start talking about mechanics and stuff up until this little section ends here,
You should now feel
because there
mentally
is one more
reinvigorated.
input we gotta do,
If you
and we
suspect
gotta
staring at art has not provided
press
the
U's on
required
this bed to go back to
intellectual
sleep.
substance. Reflect briefly on this classical music.
But once I press E on this bed, it is 0 time save from now until the end of the cutscene. It is just
Now,
straight
please
up
return to
going
your
at it. Fanny up, boy, I'm holding down back and left here
Good morning. You have been
so that I
suspected
can sort of pre-move after my wake up to be towards the door to where I can answer the door for Whately. And now, yeah, no, there's pretty much nothing that I can do to speed up anything. There'll be a couple jump inputs later on, but then again, it's just jumping at the right time, which is incredibly easy. So to sort of explain what's going on screen here at the top left, we use a plugin for the game to one, to help us out a little bit, adds a bunch of quality of life features like faster loads and whatnot, and 2, includes like some HUDs and whatnot, so you can see those on the top left. From top down, you can see my in-game position, angle where I'm looking, and velocity, how fast I'm moving, as well as the demo that's being recorded. And we're gonna have that one of those inputs here.
That you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage. But don't be alarmed, all right? Although if you do feel alarmed,
This is one of the
the
2 required jump inputs to beat this game.
Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Does any of this make any sense? Just tell me. Just say yes. Okay, what you're doing there is jumping.
There you go. That was
You
one of
just
them.
jumped.
That was one of
Never
them.
mind. Say apple. Apple.
Normally you have to
Okay,
jump
you know what?
again
That's
there,
close enough. Just hold
but
tight.
if you don't jump, Wheelie will just, after a couple minutes, Wheelie will just go, screw it, and then not wait for that jump.
Okay, look, I wasn't going to mention this to you, but I'm in pretty
Sorry.
hot water.
But yeah, position, angle, velocity, and the demo that's being recorded. So demos are essentially like replays. If you're familiar with, say, Counter-Strike, for example, then you know exactly what demos are. Or if you're familiar with games like Doom and whatnot, then you'll also be familiar with demos. Pretty much, demos are a format that basically hold every action that happens in a game. They're much lighter than videos, much easier to sort of handle since you can just record them in game. And in the case of most speedruns, they are used for verification. And then finally, underneath that, there's an in-game timer, since we time it with in-game time.
When the management comes down here and finds 10,000 flipping vegetables.
For movement stuff, you'll notice that I am doing bunny hopping. Pretty much when you're holding W and jumping, or well, if you're holding W at all, then your speed will be capped. Regular walking speed is 175 units per second. But being in air strafing left and right using the A and D keys, you're able to go much faster. So you'll see when I'm jumping around this room here, you can see I'm getting up to like 300 speed. And that's just in this little area.
I think this is a docking station. Get ready.
This is pretty much the end of this cutscene. But once we're out of this motel area, we got another like 45 seconds of waiting.
I'm going to attempt a manual override on this wall. Could get a bit technical. Hold on.
Would that be a perfect time to remind people what we're raising money for?
Sure, go ahead.
Right, I do want to remind everyone who's just joining in that we're raising money for Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center, as NoHA has been since its inception. Go Rescue is a no-kill dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia, and it was founded by a local woman named Jaio. She lost her home, and basically her only focus became how to prevent her family dogs from going back to animal control. And so she said, hey, I'm gonna make a no-kill dog shelter. She started out with just an empty shell of a building, but you know, it soon just became not just a place for her rescues, but you know, a shelter, a no-kill dog shelter for the local area. And she's rescued over 2,000 dogs so far. So every single dollar that you all are donating is going straight into animal rescue in the Norfolk area, so it's an amazing charity. If you want to donate, you can type exclamation donate in chat or go to noliciousallow.org/donate.
So you'll notice something in these next few maps. I'm going to be waiting outside of the elevator a little bit before getting into it. And I hate to use this analogy, but if you imagine a bus stop, the bus only comes once every couple seconds or so. So in order to wait for as little as possible, I enter the elevator at a specific time so that I enter the elevator and the bus is there right away to transition the level. Basically, Portal 2 only checks to transition the level once the ending dialogue here is finished. So I enter the elevator at a specific time so that the map transitions right as the dialogue stops.
An Aperture Science reintegration associate will revive you for an interview when society has been rebuilt.
So you'll notice there, the map transitioned right after the dialogue stopped.
Animal King, Sentient Cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable of...
Hey! You made it! There should be a... Oh!
For this map, we're going to be getting the single portal gun. For the first chapter of the game, we only have access to the blue portal. Anytime there's an orange portal in a map, it's going to be pre-placed for us. I'm going to set up for a dialogue skip here. Pretty much walking outside of that little office, or the observation area, at a certain time. Walking out of the office area at a certain time means that Wheatley and the narrator overlap each other, so it skips a bit of dialogue.
This next test is very dangerous. To help you remain tranquil in the face of almost certain death.
If you've played Portal 1 recently, then you might recognize these first few maps. Most of Chapter 1... Really? There we go. Most of Chapter 1 is...
The exit door is now open.
Basically just the early maps from Portal 1. Because, well, a lot of people praised Portal 1 for not really having a tutorial, when the tutorial was kind of like a hidden tutorial. So, for Portal 2, they just thought, well, let's do it again. Just have the same maps.
If the Enrichment Center is currently being
that seems to work.
Fireballs, meteorites, or other objects from space,
what I did in the last map was the hitboxes for... Oh, man. The hitboxes for portals, they visually look like ovals, yeah, but the hitboxes are rectangles. So, having a portal up by a door like that, you can pass a cube through the door.
Functional in apocalyptic, low-power environments of as few as 1.1 volts. This next test applies the principles of momentum to movement through portals. If the laws of physics no longer apply in the future, God help you. If you are a non-employee who has discovered this facility,
this room is going to have our first button stick of the run. And these buttons, if you walk on and then off them in one frame with a massive asterisk next to it, but one frame, then you can get the button stuck down.
Simple-minded, old, or irradiated in such a way that the future should not start with you. Please return to your primitive tribe and send back someone better qualified for testing. To ensure that sufficient power remains for core testing protocols, all safety devices have been disabled. The Enrichment Center respects your right to have questions or concerns about this policy.
Hey!
You'll notice that my view is getting kind of, well, how am I supposed to say it? Getting kind of snappy, if you will. Okay, that didn't seem to work. You. I was gonna say, because this shot that I'm lining up for now, fairly precise, you can tell. Oh, whoops. A very precise shot here. So there we go. It's a very precise shot through that door model. Basically, there's a little gap on the top of it. The model itself is solid, but there's a little gap where you could shoot a portal through in the collision. Where you saw my view was sort of snapping there. That's a little trick called view snap. Basically, you can have your view snap at certain points, so that it makes lining up those difficult shots a bit easier.
Awake. Okay, I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go in there.
You'll see more of them later.
She's off. Don't panic.
At least there'll be one more.
On we go. There she is. What a nasty piece of work she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac. Do you know who ended up? Ah! Oh, still held. Still being held. That's a great job.
And this map is pretty much mostly movement up until here, where I'm going to attempt to perform easily the biggest, well, one of the biggest tricks in the run here. This is a trick that will get me essentially invincibility throughout the rest of the game. Now, normally at the end of this map, there would be a cutscene where you lose control of your character, where GLaDOS picks you up and drops you into the incinerator. I'm able to jump over an invisible wall that's up there and sort of fall through the incinerator early.
Let there be light.
Alright, let's see, where is my save? There we go.
There be light.
So I can fall through the incinerator early, and falling through the incinerator early means that the invincibility that you get from the cutscene, because the game gives you invincibility during the cutscene just in case, that invincibility never gets removed.
No, don't worry, I've got it. This should slow it down. No,
so therefore you can keep it for the rest of the game. I didn't get it. I could retry for it, but it isn't something that is too big here. But instead we do get to grab this. We do get to grab this little hoop here, play around with it.
Wait, did I do B? Do you have a pen? Start writing these down.
Power up, complete.
I don't. Okay, listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. Act natural. You've done nothing wrong. Hello.
Oh,
let's see.
It's you.
You know her?
It's been a long
Sometimes you can line up this hoop where a Waitley will be right in the center of it once it gets picked up by GLaDOS. I don't remember exactly where the lineup is. I'm gonna guess it's here.
You did what? Oh no! No! Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
A lot of things that you're going to regret.
That was close.
But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster. I will say, though, that since you went to all the trouble of waking
And that's the incinerator that I was talking about earlier. So the map, if I got the skip, would end right there when the incinerator door opened. So in this map, if I got the trick, it would save about 5 seconds. But throughout the rest of the game, it would save up to around 30. We have another short cutscene falling down this incinerator before we can go and pick up the dual portal gun, so we can shoot both blue and orange.
Here we are, the incinerator room. Be careful not to trip over any parts of me that didn't get completely burned when you threw them down here.
I'm going to huddle up against the wall here
Once you find it, we can start testing, just like
So
old
that I could
times.
skip a trigger
You have
that
a dual portal device.
starts an
You should be
animation.
way back to the tech
That would lose
Once
about
testing
6
starts,
seconds, I
I'm applying
believe.
our protocol to keep interaction with you to a minimum. Luckily, we haven't started testing.
And you could just sort of
This will
portal
be our
above
only
those,
chance to talk. But the important
those
thing
panels.
is you're back with me. And now I'm on to all your little tricks. So there's nothing to stop us from testing for the rest of your life.
And that is the
After
end of
that,
chapter 1.
Who knows? I might take up a hobby. Reanimating the dead, maybe.
So chapter 2 is, or at least the early part of chapter 2 is primarily about lasers.
Thanks for that.
So this map, for example, laser intro, we're not going to be using the laser at all.
You should pace yourself, though. We have a lot of tests to do.
Naturally.
This next test involves discouragement redirection cubes.
And once again,
I just
this map
finished
with laser
building them
stairs.
before you had your-
Also
Well,
not going to be using the laser.
Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
Unfortunately, I entered the elevator a little bit late, so I had to
Don't let that
wait a couple
horrible
seconds.
person thing discourage you. It's just a data point. If it makes you feel
So
any
this map
better,
is gonna have our
science has
first
now validated
laser
your
switch
birth mother's
glitch.
decision to- Congratulations.
And laser switch
Not
glitch
on the
is
test.
if
Most
you're
people
activating
emerge from
a
suspension
laser receptor
incredibly undernourished.
and-
I want to
hold
congratulate
on.
you on beating the odds and somehow managing
and you
to
take
pack
the laser
on
off of the
your
receptor,
powers.
the receptor will still be active for a couple frames. So instantly switching from one receptor to another means that you can have both active at the same time. And then I can just push up against the door and the game will just let me go through.
You are navigating these test chambers faster than I can build them, so feel free to slow down and do
this
whatever
map
it is
will
you do
have
when
our
you're not
first
destroying
super
this
portal.
facility.
And super portals are fairly... Whoops. Alright, let's reset that up. One more time. There we go.
I'll give you credit.
Fairly simple
I
to
guess you
understand.
are
Basically, you
listening
get
to
stuck
me.
on a wall,
But for the record,
shoot
you don't
portals
have to
so
go
that you
that
gain a
slowly.
bunch of speed. Because in both this game and Portal 1, if you shoot a portal while you're inside of a portal, you will gain a bit of speed to sort of push you out. So, but if you're stuck on a wall, then obviously you can't be pushed
This
out.
next test involves
So you
the
could gain a
Aperture
bunch of
Science
speed
Area
from that.
faceplate. It was part of an initiative to investigate how. Here's an interesting fact. You're not breathing real air. It's too expensive to pump this far down.
No,
You
you're
just
fine.
take carbon dioxide
You're
out of
fine.
your room, freshen it up a little, and pump it back in. So you'll be breathing the same room full of air for the rest of your life. I thought that was interesting.
Alright. That map was fairly standard. The only
Let's see
thing
what
there,
the
you
next
saw
test
me put the
is.
camera on the
Oh,
button,
advanced
and that's
aerial
because that button
faceplates.
triggers the ending
Well,
dialogue,
have fun
which is
soaring
the
through the
important
air
part
without a care
for you
in
to
the
activate.
world. I have
But
to go to the wing
that
was
button doesn't
my
actually
entire
check
grass and
for
pick up 15 acres of broken grass
cube specifically. It
by
just checks for
myself.
any prop, so camera. Gonna do a strafe here to get over to this button earlier.
Oh, sorry, I'm still cleaning out the test chambers, so sometimes there's still trash in them, standing around, smelling.
And hitting that
useless.
button disables a
Try to
trigger
avoid the garbage hurtling
that
towards
normally
you.
would bounce the trash off of the button.
Remember before
but
when
if
was
I go and hit the
talking
button
about
first, then
smelly
it disables the
garbage standing
trigger.
around being useless?
So the garbage
That was
can
a
activate it.
metaphor. I was actually talking about you, and I'm sorry. You didn't react at the time, so I was worried.
If the screen goes black for a second, I am sorry.
This apology seem insane. That's why I had to call you garbage a
Should be
second
back
time
now.
just now.
You didn't miss much, just the elevator.
Did you know that people with guilty consciences are more easily startled by loud noises?
For this
I'm
this
sorry.
map I'm going to
I
be
don't know
doing
how that
another
went
super
wrong.
portal.
Anyway, just an interesting science fact.
A bit of a different setup, but same trick. I get stuck in the floor,
Every test chamber is
use
equipped
portals to
with
gain
an
some speed,
emancipation
launch
portal
myself
exit,
upward.
so that test subjects cannot smuggle test objects out of the test area. This one is broken. Don't take anything with you.
There's sort of like a little bit of waiting time on that elevator. So this is the final map of Chapter 2, Fizzler intro. And Fizzlers are a very underused test element that are only used in this map and like one other, in single player at least. You could just shoot underneath like the floor panels there to go and make those shots pretty quickly. Cool. So what you just saw me do there was called double dialogue skip. Normally there's 3 different lines of dialogue that play when you hit this Fizzler 3 times. But if you do a kind of precise crouch and uncrouch, then you can get all 3 of those dialogues in one launch, basically. On the top left of my screen, you saw what looked like a bunch of developer outputs. And that's what that was. I have a keybind that turns on the developer console output on my screen, which is allowed. There are 2 errors that showed up if I do the crouches properly, which was what I was looking for.
Enjoy this next test. I'm going to go to the surface.
Oops, completely missed that jump.
Yesterday I saw a deer. If you solve this next test, maybe I'll let you ride an elevator all the way up to the break room.
Alright, launch down, I guess.
And I'll tell you about the time I saw a deer again.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
All the way up to the break
So this
room.
map is kind of
And I'll tell
annoying
you
just
about the
because
time I
of,
saw a deer again.
I'm not gonna say the RNG involved, but it's kind of, I'd say it's kind of precise to get that
I
launch
didn't see the
proper.
deer today. I did see some humans, but with
What I did there was I quickly released the cube, bounced on the wall catapult there, hit myself with the cube so that I just flung vertical.
These bridges are made from natural
And then,
rock that I pump in from the
just re-grab the
surface.
cube.
If you rubbed your cheek on one,
Oh,
it
hit
would
the
be
button,
like
please.
standing outside with the sun shining on your face. It would also set your hair on fire, so don't actually do it.
If you remember in one of the earlier maps, I moved the cube through a door.
Excellent.
That right there was the exact same trick. Basically, I used the portal hitbox to phase the cube through the wall.
Do you know who else murders people who are only trying to help
Yep.
them? Did you guess sharks? Because that's wrong. The correct answer is nobody. Nobody but you is that pointlessly cruel. Good news. I figured out.
Alright, I might be a bit rusty here, but we'll see. The start of this map is quite infamous for new runners because it contains one of the hardest movement tricks for beginners. Pretty much you need to make this be up without the door closing on you.
That way future generations can
Which,
learn
that
from
was
you
good.
how not to have your
I will
unfortunate
absolutely
bone
take third
structure.
try. I did not hit the
The
button.
door's malfunctioning. I guess somebody's going to have to repair
And
that
there's a
too.
faster route for this, but I am nowhere near consistent enough to do it.
I'll be right back. Well done. In fact, you did so well, I'm going to note this on your file, in the commendation section. Oh, there's lots of room here. Did well. Enough. This next test involves turrets. You remember them, right? They're the pale spherical things that are full of bullets. Oh wait.
Alright, so this is turret intro.
Good luck.
Yeah, like Leto said, they shoot bullets at you. If I had the invincibility, then this wouldn't be much of an issue. But if you're quick, it's pretty hard to get shot anyway, so it's really not that bad.
To maintain a constant testing cycle, I simulate daylight at all hours and add adrenal vapor to your oxygen
This
supply.
map's pretty cool. I'm able
So
to
you
shoot.
may be confused about the passage of time. The point is, yesterday was your birthday. I thought you'd want to know.
There we go. I'm able to pre-shoot those portals before I even enter the chamber, which is pretty cool.
I've been working on a belated birthday present for you. Well, more of a belated birthday medical procedure. Well, technically, it's a medical experiment. What's important is it's a present. That jumpsuit you're wearing looks stupid. That's not me talking. It's right here in your file. On other people, it looks fine.
I have completely forgotten what I was doing. I am used to having the invincibility.
Right here, a scientist has noted that on you it looks stupid.
What was that? Blue.
What does a neck-bearded old engineer know about fashion? He probably... Oh, wait. It's a she. Still.
There we go. Normally, well, I did successfully do a damage boost there.
In fashion.
Basically, I got hit by the turret there, which gained me a bunch of speed. But my wall portal was too low, so I didn't actually make the jump. So I'd do a standard re-portal to make that instead.
Telling you would spoil the surprise, so I'll just give you a hint. It involves meeting two people you haven't seen in a long time.
And whoa, there you go. You are not. That's slightly unfortunate. A little bit of that turret RNG. There we go. Great, and
this next test was designed by
this is the last map of Chapter 3.
It doesn't say what
And
prize was for.
ironically, this whole chapter being the whole second half of this chapter being about turrets, they don't appear in this map. It's sort of like a good break from turrets, I suppose.
I forgot about your surprise. I didn't. In fact, we're headed to your surprise right now. After all these years, I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
Chapter 4 is where the mid-game starts. And this is also where the escape sequence starts, where we're going to be escaping GLaDOS's wrath. Escaping GLaDOS's test chambers here. But we do have a few to go through.
Surprise.
As well as a fairly annoying trick.
If it makes you feel any better, they abandoned you at birth. So I very seriously doubt they'd even want to see you.
I'm gonna go up. Interesting. One of the cubes are magically teleported over. Alright. So now we have a kind of annoying trick here. This is sort of the one big part of, quote, RNG in the run. This is a trick called Jerry Skip. Or Dane Skip if you get it first try. Let's see here. I'm going to attempt to clip under the floor of the elevator. Okay, not first try. Not second try. Not third try. Alright, fourth try.
Hey, how's it going?
Fourth try isn't too much of a time loss.
Well, you know the old formula. Comedy equals tragedy.
You might be wondering why we don't do that every map. And while we technically can do it on any of like the sort of dilapidated aperture maps that we've been on so far, it only saves time on that one map because there is a little cutscene after you finish the test chamber. So the trigger to transition the map is normally in every other map. It looks for the elevator's position. In that one map specifically, it checks for the player's position. So that's why it saves time on that one map. But if you really wanted to, you could do it on the other maps. It just won't save any time.
Require me to warn you that this next test chamber is
we're going to be seeing another laser switch glitch here, this time with 3 lasers.
These test chambers look
There you go.
even better than they did before. It was easy, really. You just have to look at things objectively.
So I could just wiggle my mouse. Wiggle my mouse around like this and hit all 3 lasers very quickly from one another.
I've got a surprise for you after this next test. Not a fake, tragic surprise like last time. A real surprise with tragic consequences. What's going on? Who turned off the lights?
Alright. we have our start of the escape sequence here.
Range of hearing. I know I'm early, but we have to go right now. What? Run! Come on! I'm closing the doors.
There we go. So that was a little bit of a time save because normally you would have to wait for a bridge to appear.
So you're doing great. Just keep running.
But you could sort of get to that room early and just make the jump across.
The irony is you were almost at the last test.
And then confront it. Again, though, for the moment, run!
And now the rest of this chapter and all of next chapter is going to be completely lacked of test chambers. We're just going to have movement maps throughout.
This way, this way. Turrets!
You'll notice me sort of hugging against the walls instead of doing regular bunny hopping. These are called speed wall strafes, and they are essentially like bunny hops, but up against the wall. They are much easier to perform than regular bunny hops, and you can get pretty fast on them too.
Is there like a speed loss compared to like regular bunny hop? Like compared to just bunny hopping the normal way, it does not slightly lose time. Is it roughly the same speed?
I've had my mic disabled by accident. Whoops. It's just easier to perform, thus easier to gain speed on. So while you can go pretty fast if you had a really long section of just regular bunny hopping, it is much easier to gain speed on speed roll strafing.
They say that the old caretaker of this place went
So this map, and also a good amount of the rest of the game, I'm going to be having Fulbright on. Because if I didn't have Fulbright on, it would look like this. Now, I could see just fine because my monitor's pretty good and so is my eyesight, but you guys cannot see very good at all because of video encoding. So we use Fulbright we have Fulbright allowed because some people's monitors aren't good enough to, well, aren't vibrant enough to display the dark room. But also it's nice for video encoding purposes.
Something Tom Scott video.
Yeah, something Tom Scott. Why dark? I think the video is called "Why Dark Video Looks Bad" or something.
Yeah.
Where are my portals? There they are. And pretty much TLDR, there aren't enough colors to go around for the dark. There aren't enough darker shades of colors compared to the brighter shades.
Turret redemption lines are not rides. Please exit the turret redemption line.
So this is the first map where we're going to be sort of sabotaging GLaDOS. We're going to be disabling the turrets here. Except not actually, because there is no such thing as pacing or sequence breaks in Source Engine games.
Response.
Pretty much, you're supposed to replace the regular turret in this office room with a broken turret, so that only broken turrets pass quality control.
Almost there.
But instead of doing that, we can just do another thin shot here.
It's deciding which turrets to keep and which to toss, and it's using that
Let's see,
master
line up
turret there.
position. My position was so not correct. I realized that after I shot that. There we go.
I'm gonna have to hack the door so that we can get at it. Technical. You need to turn around while I do.
There we go.
Done. Hack.
And
Okay, go on. Just
a little
follow
bit of
that
behind the
turret.
scenes on how Source Engine games work.
Right, now, she can't use the turrets. So let's
Each
go and take
map
care of
is
that
a
neurotoxin
completely
generator as well.
separate file in the game's directory.
Bring your daughter
And
to work day.
at least in modern Source Engine
Not very
games, it's
And
mainly
40
Portal
potato
2. I think
batteries.
Left 4 Dead 2 does this as well.
I mean, I realize they're children, but
You
still,
don't really have a way to check to see if a condition was met in a previous
Pretty
map.
sure- don't worry, I'm
since
absolutely guaranteeing you
Hi, Billy.
100% that it's this way. Oh, it's not this way.
So since we didn't actually sabotage the turrets there, but the game will still proceed as if we did, because I don't know. I mean, like if you've beaten the map, then you've definitely sabotaged the turrets, right? I'm gonna turn on full bright again for this map because it makes one specific shot easier.
Not gonna be able to just, push it over.
Although my early map was incredibly bad, so I don't know if I'll be able to hit the cycle for it.
So let's go and investigate.
Yeah, I don't know if I will. This map is entirely cycle-based. Basically, they're moving panels behind that door that start moving right as... Oh, almost. I almost hit that. Yeah, that was very quick, but I am going to be a cycle behind.
Hold on, something's wrong. Neurotoxic levels up to 50%. No, it's down. Sorry, my mistake. That did it.
So I believe that's a 1:10 cycle. 1 minute 10 second cycle.
Warning. Neurotoxin pressure has reached dangerously...
And let me run a command. Skip cutscenes 0. Okay. We do have the next few maps. Well, the next map specifically, and also a map 3 maps ahead, is pure cutscene, 0 movement, 0 nothing. So we have a command to skip the map and then add in the time. But for marathon purposes, I'm going to have that disabled. So I just had to quickly check to make sure. If there's anything that you'd like to read out or shout out, now's a good time.
Yeah, I just want to remind people we're here raising money for Go Rescue, a pet adoption center. It's an amazing charity. We are currently sitting at $346 raised for Go Rescue. I think we can raise that number by the end of the run. And we want to say, when you donate, you can put your money towards some awesome incentives, and it was what we have. One thing I want to call out is that we have a bid war for the Digimon Battle Spirit 2 counter choice, and that is there's lots and lots of options because they're Digimon, but the Takuya Ajunimon kit combo is currently winning with $10. I probably mispronounced the hell out of that, but JPB Domon is also trading really closely behind with 5. So just a small donation, you can make any of these options win, any option. And we also have an incentive tomorrow for the Spin Rhythm XD showcase for the players out of mind to do a map to sight read one of the maps in the game or songs in the game. She's never played one of the level packs in that game before, and so she offered us as an incentive. So if you get that incentive match, she's going to be playing like levels she's never played before blind on stream. Like, for the first time. That's what sight reading is in rhythm games. So get that incentive match. It's only $60 and it closes tomorrow. Plus 8 hours, so you still have plenty of time to get that match.
Oh, you were busy back there. Well,
yeah, this is sort of the midpoint of the game. Pretty much these middle few maps are mainly cutscene / story stuff. Primarily, this is the map where GLaDOS gets turned into a potato and Wheelie takes over the facility. But we're actually not going to be seeing all of that because there is a little skip that we can do. By jumping on top of the elevator that we would normally be walking into, we can fall down the hole that you would fall down at the end of the map normally, like 2.5 minutes early. So it skips. It skips pretty much all the major story beats of the middle part of the game here.
Are you ready to start the procedure?
No.
Oh, yes, she is.
No.
Stalemate.
You gotta wait for a button over here to all these panels to move, I guess.
Unless a stalemate associate is present to press the stalemate resolution button.
That's me. I'm the stalemate associate.
Think about this.
Stalemate resolved.
Here we go! Wait, what if this hurts? What if this really
We have a little bit of waiting to do before the elevator here
Believe me, it will.
Are you just saying that, or is it
lifts
really
up.
gonna hurt? You're just saying that, aren't you? No, you're not. It is gonna hurt, isn't it? Exactly how painful are we
No.
It might look like I'm lining up to a specific spot. I am, but there is so much time to wait here that it just doesn't matter. So everyone just like pre-looks and everyone like pre-sets up their position for this jump, because like there is nothing better to do right now.
I'm in control of the whole facility now. Whoa! Would you look at this? Not
So an elevator is going to open up from the floor, and I'm going to be jumping on top of the elevator instead of
There we go. Lift cooled.
getting inside of it.
Let me tell you, I knew
There we
it
go.
would be cool to be in charge of everything. But wow, this is cool.
So now the cutscene is playing as if I was inside the elevator, but once this elevator starts lifting up, then I could basically fall off into the hole that the elevator came up from.
Oh, sorry, no, the lift. Yes, sorry, I keep forgetting. This body's amazing, seriously. I can't get over how small you are, but I'm huge.
And there we go. So that skips the whole part where Wheatley turns evil. GLaDOS gets turned into a potato. All that funny business.
Because I'm a potato.
Potatoes is really close to me. The position where potato spawns relative to you, I think, is random. That was kind of close to me.
Since it doesn't look like we're going anywhere, well, we are going
So yeah, this map is just a minute and 17 seconds of falling.
couple of facts. He's not just a regular.
Well, technically not falling. If you look at my position, you can see it's not changing. Technically, the walls are all moving up. So myself, potatoes, and the elevator up there, technically not moving. Well, technically moving, but not falling down.
Good, that's still working.
Mostly because the height that this map assumes that you're falling is actually too tall to fit inside of the map size. Like, the limit on how big a Source Engine map can be is too small for this falling down sequence. So they just have sort of the tunnels around you go up and sort of fill in down below. But now we have the underground section, chapter 6 and 7. A lot of people will probably know this as the Cave Johnson section. But these first few maps, well, this map is pretty much just movement anyway. But the next map, titled Cave Johnson, normally is where we meet him. However, if I do everything right, we shouldn't hear his voice at all. I'm gonna hope that that worked. There's a lot of time we could just sit and do whatever while we wait for this vault door to open.
Are you saying that's lots of time for me to plug the charity?
Sure.
Right. I do want to say, if you... Oh, sorry?
Nothing, I died.
Oh, Rim. It happens. I do want to say, if you cannot help financially, it would be super amazing if you can, donate even just like $1 or $2, right? But even if that's not an option for you, right? You can help Go Rescue in other ways. We're fundraising for Go Rescue, and if you'd like, for example, help out with running these events, because it wouldn't be an event without many people running behind the scenes and making this possible, then do join our Discord. NoHA has a Discord server, and we have volunteer applications every event. So even if you can't, help financially, you can, give your time to the event. Maybe host, like I am right now. Or maybe behind the scenes on technical stuff. And if you do want to donate, I will post the donation link for that in the chat right now.
So what I did there was a mix of a reef portal as well as a scripted momentum trigger, scripted momentum abuse. So Source Engine has a thing where you could check to see if a player has a certain amount of speed. And if they do, then it gives them a set amount of speed to make them fling, for instance. But combining that scripted momentum as well as a reportal can get you above that gap to get you above the normal door. You finish the map early. What you just saw right there was a seam shot. Basically, there's a bug in the portal placement code to where if there are two, I don't want to get too nerdy with this, with source engine stuff, but basically everything in a source map is made up using brushes. If there are two different kinds of brushes, specifically a simple brush and a complex brush, I'm not going to go into what that means, but if those two kinds of brushes are next to each other, then there'll be a specific lineup where you could shoot a portal through that, because portal placement code is broken. There'll be another one of those in a couple maps.
All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test.
Let me through.
Good news is the lab. I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway.
There we go. All right. So this next map should be, well, this next map is the map with the other seam shot, but I'm going to be doing one of those view snaps that I talked about earlier. And this one, I promise, will work properly. Maybe. I hope.
Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Basically, I'm going to not move my mouse when the map first loads. I can press the button and set up for the seam shot.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard.
There you go. So you can see why that can help out with those extremely precise shots.
During this next test, let us know, because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of here pretty
And what I'm struggling with there, basically if you crouch and uncrouch at a certain time, then you could break the glass there. Normally you would have to cover the cube in there with blue gel so that it would bounce around and break the glass, but you could do what's called a crouch toggle to break the glass instead.
You're doing fine. Yes, you. Box your stuff. Out the front door. Parking lot. Car. Goodbye.
So this is the last map of Chapter 6. Normally it's the map where we meet Potatoes. Well, where we meet Potatoes in the underground. But we're going to be skipping that cutscene entirely using an extremely simple fling. A fling so simple that people accidentally do it in their casual playthroughs. So it's that simple.
CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts.
But once again, since Portal 2 doesn't check to see if you've completed any requirements before ending a map, we're gonna have the potato gun anyway.
Did anything happen while I was out?
The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60.
There's a kind of precise shot there that I've just hit. That is a physical gap within, like, all the world models. That didn't work.
Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
There we go. But yeah, there's like an actual gap between the start and that wall portal, so I could just shoot it from the elevator.
This on? Hey, listen up down there. That thing's called an elevator, not a bathroom.
I swear I know him.
Normally that would be the map where you get introduced to speed gel, but fun fact, we're not actually going to be using speed gel at all in the speedrun, so very slightly ironic, but oh man, speedruns are faster than speed gel.
Put you back together. Good as new. In case you're interested, there's still some positions available for that bonus opportunity I mentioned
What I've just
earlier.
did there was called a gel scroll. I'm not actually sure why it works in a technical level, but if you're falling and you spam jump by using the scroll wheel on bounce gel, then you just gain a bunch of speed from it. No clue why it works, but it does.
Thank you. I can't believe
So this map is probably the most infamous map in the speedrun. This is the map with Kay Johnson's infamous lemon rant, but hopefully I'm going to be skipping that using a skip called Lemonade Skip. Basically, I'm going to be doing some precise setups here to disable the scripted momentum trigger. Because, alright, let's do that again because I accidentally jumped. Basically, if I walk outside of a certain point, then the trigger will re-enable, so that should work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. There we go, and we could skip the entirety of turning on the conversion gel and the whole test chamber there, as well as skipping the lemon rant. Then we just get a whoa! I accidentally hit something. Okay. My save is not good enough to do that, so I'm just gonna take that fling. GLaDOS does mention the lemon rant. Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm not crazy about that gel, but here I'm doing what is called a stuck launch. Basically, you could get stuck. I mean, shortest example is you get stuck, then you launch. But I could get stuck between the wall and a prop, like the circular prop of the tube, which will gain me a bunch of speed. Which will gain me a bunch of speed, since to calculate how fast they're going, this game doesn't check like how far you've fallen. No, it checks how long you've been falling. So it's pretty funny when you can just do stuff like that. I've shot the wrong portal there. Whoops. But basically, I'm setting up for another Super A portal here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. So another Super E portal to skip the elevator ride to just get right up to the top.
Okay, so it's not the most watertight plan to go confront an omnipotent power mad AI with. Still, it's a better plan than exploding.
Yeah, and that is the end of the underground section. Up next, Chapter 8, the whole Wheatley laboratory section. This is the main gameplay mechanic introduced here are funnels, and if you've seen a Portal 2 speedrun, then you know exactly what's about to happen. If you haven't, then I promise you I'm not cheating. I will not be cheating.
How can you not do the one warmer?
So funnels don't actually appear in this map, so we'll have to wait a little bit before we meet them.
Very, very, very cold. Look, just get on the button. Oh, that's funny, is it? Oh, it's funny because we've been at this for 12 hours and you haven't solved it either, so I don't know why you're laughing.
There is one trick in this map, though, where normally there's a like a minute-long cutscene-ish. You could just throw the cube. And I haven't done this in a while, so there we go.
I have no idea what it's like in this body.
And that just skips a good 50 or so second cutscene, where Wheatley just talks to you, and you, GLaDOS tries to do the whole paradox thing on him.
But I'll tell you, when I do test, oh man alive, nothing feels better. It's just, that's what I've got to test. That's what I've got to test. So you're gonna test, and I'm gonna watch, and everything is gonna be just
Warning. Core overheating.
Design this tech.
So this test, very simple. Just push a button and it works. But Wheatley does make us do the test the second time. So
Why don't you just keep solving this test? Same one. And I can just like watch you solve it. Yeah, that's and nothing. Alright, can't blame you for trying. Okay, new tests.
I'm gonna set up for a tiny dialogue skip here.
Tests around here somewhere.
Alright, so my paradox idea didn't work.
That was like a 2-second dialogue skip right there. Wheatley says like one more short sentence. I think he says something like, "Oh, there we go," and that's what that skips. But hey, time save is time save. So this is funnel intro, and like I said before, I promise I'm not cheating.
Not entirely. Look at the word test there on the wall. That's brand new.
I know it might look like it.
Oh, wow. Well done. Seriously.
I'm not cheating.
Why don't you two go on ahead?
Normally, okay, I should have hit a dialogue skip there, but I've unfortunately missed it.
These are my tests now, so they can kill us. The good news is,
Normally there was a dialogue skip there where you could skip a Wheatley's dialogue there, but I didn't drop the cube far enough.
solve the tests, but I can't.
So what I now have is called crouch fly glitch.
Made this test myself.
And basically,
Smaller tests.
the game thinks by crouching inside of a funnel, it thinks you're in 2 funnels at once. So when I leave one of the funnels, the game still thinks I'm thinking a funnel. The game still thinks I'm in a funnel. There you go. So it gives me all the gravity of being in a funnel, aka fly. What's really cool is that it transitions between maps.
I never stockpiled them.
So now I could play through this chapter with the ability to fly.
Sealed off with hundreds of perfectly good test chambers just sitting there, filled with skeletons, shook them out, good as new.
Right, I guess I did stockpile some tests. Just as mementos, though.
And there we go. Be honest, you can't even tell, can you? Seamless.
And then I just gotta toss the cube up there
Oh,
to pass through the door.
Oh no, it's happening sooner than I expected. I'm sure we'll be fine.
And my dialogue fade didn't quite work. I think I answered too early.
Probably nothing. Keep testing while I look for a way out.
So this map we're going to be losing fly. If you have the preserved version of fly, meaning you went through a map load or something,
Being civil isn't
I
motivating you, so
locked in, I speed locked.
It's not enough.
But if you're in a different map than the map that you gain fly in, then just touching any funnel will remove your fly. So these next few chambers we're going to be doing with standard-esque movement. So what I've just done down there, which yes looks kind of confusing, is I've shot on a grate.
What was
Basically,
that? That was nothing.
The body he's squatting in.
these textures here on the side, you're technically able to shoot portals on,
Eventually you build up
but
resistance
again, because of portal placement code,
mental capacity to push past it. It didn't matter.
portal placement code doesn't actually check for the grate being there. It just says, "Oh, hey, there's a texture you could shoot on. There you go," and then it lets you shoot there.
Euphoria, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Don't mind me, just moving the old test chamber a little bit closer to me. Out of thought, maybe proximity to the test solving might give us stronger results.
This map is fairly standard. Just gonna outrun the turrets before they can hit me.
Correctly. I mean, yes, you solved it, but I'm wondering if maybe there's a number of ways to solve them, and you're picking all the worst ways. No, that wasn't the solution. What am I missing?
I think he's getting desperate.
So we're going to be regaining fly on this map, and we are going to be keeping it for the most part up till the end of the game. So for this fly, I need to. There we go.
Anyway, just give me a wave, would you, before you solve this one, all right? I don't want to spoil the end.
I've chosen to be quite safe with my setup there. And wow, I am quite high. So basically, I just gotta sit through this. Basically, there we go.
Remember when I told you that he was specifically designed to make bad decisions? Because I think he's decided not to maintain any of the crucial functions required to keep this facility from exploding.
So now I have the preserved crouch fly again, meaning I can't jump. If I do jump, then I go flying.
Already fixed. Programmed in one last tremor for all time's sake. One or two more tremors in there just for fun.
Warning. Core overheating.
I'm going to be doing a little skip there to activate the laser receptor by sort of angling the cube off of the portal. I'm gonna fly to the end here. I'm gonna lose fly. Come over here to open up the door. Next map. While we're not exactly preserving fly through these maps, I am going to be using them in pretty much every map until the end of the game.
So, let's see here. Exit, exit, exit. There is no exit.
See, I sort of have a curse here to where I can't get fly first try. Yeah, I think that was quite well. You may have noticed Peabody there, the co-op robot.
Good, perfect. On you go. I'll be honest, after you told me to turn that beam off, I thought I had lost you. When poking on, you two are gonna love this big surprise.
You actually have to look at Peabody for the exit door to open.
You're going to love it to death. You're gonna love it until it kills you till you're dead. All right, I don't know whether you're picking up on what I'm saying there, but
Thanks. We get it.
Alright, the next map is the final map of Chapter 8. We're going to be getting and preserving fly here, and we're going to be keeping it up until what is pretty much the end, the very end of the game.
sorry, my fault. Butterfingers.
Either way, I get the impression he's about to kill it.
Only 3 more chambers to your big surprise.
But there we go, we just get fly to the end.
So, he's inexplicably happy all of a sudden, even though he should be going out of his mind with test withdrawal. And he's got a surprise for us.
And we're going to be preserving fly into Chapter 9.
Back there.
I'll bet you're both dying to know what your big surprise is. Well, only 2 more chambers.
Nope.
We're running out of time. I think I can break us out of here.
So what's cool about this area, and pretty much the only reason why we keep fly, is that normally there's a sequence with a pretty slow funnel here, but instead with fly we could just fly past it. So attempt to sort of watch my speed here. Since the faster you go, the more inwards you want to be looking when doing wall strafes. Because essentially what I'm doing right now is just flying speed wall strafes. I'm gonna hit my head on the sign. So I am going downwards. Oh no, I went down a little bit too fast. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna load a previous quick save so I could get a better angle on that.
Decided I'm not gonna kill you. Okay.
I hit my head, and interesting. Okay, I'm technically going down, but very slowly. Okay, let's load a previous quick save again. Okay, this is still incredibly slow, but yeah, I'm fine with it. Want to land on this railing
I've got an idea.
and sort of fly around the trigger that would normally have a crusher there.
Save your face. I got armor.
We could crouch under the door.
Hold on. I'm almost there.
Whoops.
Don't mind me. Continue escaping.
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, yeah, I was just asking if I missed something.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Well, no matter, because I'm still holding all the
Alright.
cards.
I'm gonna line up with a little bar there, just as a visual lineup, so that I can push myself down using that same staircase trick.
The best hand. Unbeatable, I would imagine.
And hopefully not get speed locked. Okay, good.
Did something break back there?
So I can sort of avoid these turrets. Whoops.
Kill you? Oh, did it kill you? That would be amazing if it killed you.
Oh.
That would be amazing if it killed you.
There we go.
Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back. If you're still alive, I'm gonna be...
Crashing's too good for him. First, he'll spend a year in the incinerator. Year 2, cryogenic...
There we go. So this is the last map that we're gonna have flying. This is also the second to last map in the game. We're going to be losing fly pretty much right at the very end of it.
Okay, I'll take that as a no then.
So let's sort of hit myself on a little railing there to boost myself downwards, and jump, hit my head on a ceiling, and finally we could touch this funnel to get rid of fly as we head into the boss fight map. So this is the final map of the game. It is the Wheatley fight. And if you ever played Portal, then you might know that you defeat GLaDOS in Portal 1 by taking the personality cores off of her to making her pretty much like a dumbed down version of herself. This boss fight is pretty much the exact opposite. We're going to be putting 3 cores onto Wheatley.
Well.
But before we do that, we have a little cutscene to sit through.
According to the control panel light up there, the entire building is going to self-destruct in about 6 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's a problem with the light. The light's on the blink, but just in case it isn't, I am actually going to have to...
I'm guessing this is the final opportunity to plug anything.
So let's call that 3
yes.
minutes and then a minute break.
If you'd like to.
Yeah. As we're just finishing up this run, there is a couple of announcements that I want to say. Unfortunately, the Ocarina of Time randomizer run has to be moved all the way to the end of the day, which slightly brings up the entire scheduling issue. So we've all been working behind the scenes very, very much to, fill these, 4 hours of time. And the run right after here, we'll be having Linkermeister with Lennis Inception and then tons of other cool runs just to fill this entire block of time. Dealing with a 4 hour and 50-minute of backup runs was not easy, but we managed to make it work. So, and while all of that is being done, just want to quickly also say, if you're looking to donate to the rescue and help out some amazing, amazing doggos, help some doggos not get put into kill shelters in the Norfolk area, and actually help save them, you can type exclamation mark donate in the chat and get a link to the Fake Cafe page. And I will hand it off back to Jaio. Sorry about this. It took a bit too long.
Yeah. So what I've done here is I now have 2 bombs flinging.
Compromised. Neurotoxin offline. Reactor explosion in 4 minutes.
Oh, there we go. I had to use both bombs there. Slightly unfortunate. Basically, if I preserve a few bombs from the first phase, I could sort of get Wheatley hit for a second phase a little bit earlier
At 75%. Reactor explosion
than you would normally be able to.
Reactor explosion uncertainty.
If I didn't have to use both bombs there, then I could do the same for this third phase. But I just gotta sit here now for this one.
I told you not to put these cores on, but you don't listen, do you? Quiet.
Here's another core. This one should do it.
That was very close for picking up that third core. Alright.
Corruption at 100%.
Time is going to be coming up very shortly. I'm going to be
Required.
trying a trick called Early Moonshot. Normally, after going into that room, there's a 16-second little cutscene before you be able to shoot the moon. But I'm going to be trying to skip that 16-second cutscene.
Answer as yes.
So, if I'm like a second late on the time because I didn't realize that I hit it, whatever.
Fire detected in the stalemate resolution annex. Extinguishing.
That just cleans right off, does it? Well, that would have
I
been
can
good
just
for
sort
the
of just spam a portal there,
Stalemate resolution associated.
which allows the portal to stay there after the gel's gone. Time.
GG's.
Yeah.
That should be around. Oh,
It is, yeah.
I know that
109.
stopped a bit early there somehow.
Oh, yeah. 109.19 real time. 107.46 game time. Not too bad. That's with this being essentially a D-Rust run from a while of not running. That's not too bad. So yeah, that is Portal 2. Yeah, that's Portal 2. If you're interested in running, we do currently have a few events going on in the Portal 2 Speedruns Discord. We have an advent calendar going on, where every day there's a new speedrunning challenge for each day of December. So let's see, today's is... Why am I checking? I know it. Today's is complete the map bridge intro in Chapter 3, using as little jumps, portals, or use inputs. So pushing buttons, picking up cubes and stuff as possible, which is pretty cool. If you want to get into running, there's the Discord server, discord.gg/p2sr. There's also a YouTube channel, Portal 2 Speedrun Hub. And of course my personal accounts as well. I normally run Portal 2 / a lot of other FPS puzzle games. You can find me over at twitch.tv/JFCG. Yeah, that's pretty much all for me. The next was Linkenmeister. I'm not sure what game that is, but
Yep.
if you've never seen it,
Linkenmeister with Lena's Inception Sacrifice ending. Gonna be a cool run.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
if you've never seen a Linkenmeister run, they are always very enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
So be excited for that.
All right, we're gonna head into a quick break. Before we do that, just want to quickly say, we haven't input all the new runs into NoHA yet, so the schedule on the right of the break screen will be slightly off. I will get that fixed as soon as possible. But yeah, thank you so much for the run, Jaio. Thank you for being available earlier.
Thank you.
Yep, we'll hop on a quick break, and we'll start off the backup block. Get you soon. Alright everyone, as we're here, getting everything ready for a big backup slot, you might see the schedule change here on the right. That is me literally inputting all the new runs that we're replacing the OTR randomizer with. Lots of stuff is happening. But yeah, just to also let you all know what all we'll be having. Obviously, as I already said, we will have Linkenmeister. with Linus and Setfear coming up shortly. But also after that, we'll have Metroid Planets by let me just look that up quickly. It's all not on the screen right now because we're just trying to get the schedule fixed as soon as possible. Amanda-chan, yes, Amanda-chan. Then we'll have yours truly. That's currently being input. Yours truly, me with Toho. It wouldn't be an issue without me filling in with Toho very quickly. And then after that, we'll have the originally scheduled Link to the Past run. And then we will have 2 runs to replace the run that we've just pulled over. Because Portal 2, that was meant to be after Link to the Past. We're replacing that slot with Donkey Kong Country 2 by Ryan Ford. And after that, we will have Curse Crackers by Metroid Crime. So lots of cool, awesome runs coming up. We're still working on getting everything done, ready as soon as possible. Give us some time, it'll be a bit. But you have tons of awesome runs to look forward to. And while we're getting set up, you can donate to Go Rescue. You can spend the time, or you can grab yourself a water. Or, you know, stretch your legs. If you need to take a break, now is an amazing time. We're on break right now. And we'll be seeing you all soon for Linus and Set.